What are you thinking about what just happened? What happened the last couple of weeks and what is happening now?
Well, there were several, gaps in technical areas that were blown through, quite frankly. And then, there's areas of support around 333 to 335, and I think then 317 to 320. And then, yeah, I saw the early pre-market hours, this morning, and it was this dip, and then it just completely reversed. Then there was, there were upgrades pre-market. There was reiterations from there's new coverage. There was, benchmark. And then there was reiterations from Morgan Stanley, reiterations from Dan Ives, the great Dan Ives, and Wedbush, and yeah, and so yeah, I think you just had a mix. I think that many days of selling in a row. So you don't know, like, is there follow through here? Is it going to be, is there real follow through, or is it, the quote unquote dead cat bounce? I mean, you have tremendous noise that was put into the system. An unsolicited $100 billion offer for another company, and immediately people just jump to the conclusion of he's going to sell a bunch of Tesla, even though the Bezos family sold $21 billion of Amazon as it's going to an all-time high, even though the Zuckerberg estate sold billions of Meta, and it's going to an all-time high. If Elon literally sells enough to buy groceries for the next week, it's apparently the end of the world. But I think what people don't realize, and to me the key takeaway on that whole thing is, from the Twitter acquisition to today, Elon's net worth is, I don't know, 2.5, 3 times. Like, he's literally worth over $400 billion. And a lot of his net worth has grown in his other companies. In SpaceX, he owns 40 some percent of it at a $350 billion valuation. XAI is, looks like the next round could be anywhere from 70 to almost $100 billion. And he owns a huge piece of that.
And
so
with
Elon
Apple,
had, and then
and with Apple and Walt Disney coming back to X yesterday and
yeah,
today.
yeah, and then you got, yeah, I was going to say X looks like it's positive, it's accretive, and it's on its way to being completely transformed. He's in a different capital. And by the way, he put together that bid, and he had backers while he's in a limestone mine near the White House, while he's working 20-hour days, sleeping, working on Doge, and he can call a couple of friends and put together $100. But so people are really like, he put $100 billion bid together, and people are really worried, like,
Yeah.
about the guy financially. I think he's going to be okay. Tesla's going to be okay. And you should really focus on the fundamentals of the company. But I think that $100 billion bid, and I just think the noise of, like, every weekend there's just this cage rattling of the market, whatever it's tariffs. And I do want to come back to tariffs when you think is appropriate. And then the other side politically, threatening to, like, arrest Elon Musk for uncovering waste, fraud, abuse, and corruption. And so, yeah, when you have all of those things happening at the same time, then you don't have these things. And then you have the FUD. You have the FUD of January sales. Nobody looked at BYD's January sales, or nobody looked at that. AJ looked at it, from who's on your show a lot, and he does great work. And he's like, yeah, BYD was way down, and they're always way down in January. And oh, by the way, there's this carve out for Chinese New Year. And oh, by the way, and the thing I brought up on X of, them taking their inventory down to stock out levels at the end of December. Well, then you got to ramp it back up. Right. But guess what? They don't have the product yet to ramp. They're ramping up the new Model Y, which is not going to ramp up at the same rate as the old Model Y would have if they restarted that in January. So they took the channel down of their number one product that was 2/3 of their volume, and now they're re-ramping it with a new product. I could be a little bit critical of Tesla and say, this is better than Model 3, but it needs to even be better. Like, you got to take the old channel down, and while you're taking the old channel down, the new product has got to be staged. It's got to be in volume. It's got to be in stock. and it's got to be ready for distribution. It can't dribble out. So you could be a little bit critical of Tesla, but it's better. It's progress versus the Model 3. This is now a global launch, but you would like more SKUs of the Model Y available, and you'd like them to continue to like compact that and drive that transition better. But you aren't, honestly, you can't argue with them executing on that. The newer models are coming. So I just think there's just a lot of noise in the system, and the stock ran up. It doubled, right? It doubled October to
Right.
January, February. This is why I think it's somewhat of a game, or like, I don't call it a fool's game. I think people are really trying, and they're genuine, but just in trying to predict, it's these kind of pullbacks in Tesla are not foreign. And if you look at Tesla stock history, 30-40% pullbacks are not foreign to the company.
If you happen to be a big fan of the Cybertruck, you might also be interested in this super fun Cybertruck refrigerator magnet and bottle opener. It is made out of super thick stainless steel, just like the Cybertruck, and it has this giant magnet on the back, so it's going to hold a lot of stuff on your refrigerator. It's an amazing gift, and it comes in that great gift box that you saw before that uses a magnet opener, just almost like an Apple box, like when you get Apple products. You can buy it on Amazon for $29.95, or you can buy it direct from me by sending $25 to paypal.me/Randy Kirk, all in lowercase letters. Please indicate whether you want the stainless steel look, or maybe you'd like to have this very clever camo version. And then if you're not in the US, please add $20 for freight. If you'd like more than one, please check the information below to get pricing, as well as all that information I just told you will be repeated in the information below. So once again, think about joining the channel, getting the up-to-date Tesla news every single day. I think you'll be glad you did.